It is exactly 2 a.m. on April 17, 2026. While most of the world is asleep, a flurry of geopolitical updates is coming out of Washington that cannot wait until morning. During an impromptu session in the White House press briefing room, Donald Trump announced what he claims is a massive breakthrough in the Middle East. According to the president, Iran has agreed to completely abandon its pursuit of nuclear weapons and is ready to hand over its existing uranium stockpile to the United States. The surprising diplomatic center for this alleged deal is Islamabad. Trump specifically credited Pakistan's Prime Minister and Army Chief Asif Munir for mediating the negotiations. Alongside the Iran announcement came a second major claim: the immediate implementation of a 10-day ceasefire along the Lebanese border to halt the fighting. Washington is taking a victory lap. But if we look at the early morning intelligence coming directly from these conflict zones, the reality on the ground points toward political theater masking active, ongoing warfare. To understand why an Iranian surrender is even plausible, we have to look at the massive oil tankers currently immobilized at sea. The U.S. naval blockade has placed an absolute economic chokehold on the country. This chart shows Iranian sea-based oil exports following the blockade's enforcement. You can see the line plummeting to zero. No ships are entering Iranian ports, and no oil is leaving. Trump stated clearly that this economic strangulation has proven more powerful than any bombing campaign, suggesting it will lead to a second round of formal talks in Islamabad next week. But there is a glaring hole in this narrative. As the sun rises, Tehran has maintained absolute silence. There has been no official confirmation from Iran that they are giving up their nuclear program. Meanwhile, Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz has issued a stark threat, warning that if Iran does not fully accept Washington's terms, they will face immediate and severe military strikes. Without a public agreement from Tehran, the White House is essentially issuing a unilateral ultimatum backed by the threat of force. That same disconnect between White House statements and reality applies to the 10-day ceasefire in Lebanon. This diagram shows how the agreement is structured. Israel signed the ceasefire strictly with the official Lebanese government. Hezbollah is completely excluded from the deal. Shortly after the announcement, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu delivered a speech in Hebrew confirming this loophole. He made it clear that the Israeli Defense Forces will not withdraw from southern Lebanon. The reality on the ground matched his words. Just hours before the midnight deadline for the ceasefire, Israeli forces launched a series of strikes into Lebanon, leaving civilians trapped under rubble. Hezbollah responded immediately, firing a barrage of rockets deep into Israeli airspace and causing severe casualties on the ground. This highly specific legal framing works perfectly for Israel's current strategy. It secures the international optics of a peace agreement while providing the exact legal cover needed to continue bombing Hezbollah targets. The April 17th announcements function as a coordinated geopolitical maneuver to grant Washington a PR victory while maintaining intense military pressure on the ground. And as if the geopolitical situation wasn't chaotic enough, a bizarre event unfolded right alongside the bombings. Massive, unexplained swarms of bees suddenly invaded Israeli cities, forcing residents to lock themselves inside their cars and homes. This sudden biological anomaly has fueled local social media speculation, with some viewing the swarms as a sign of divine intervention amidst the heightening military tension. Despite all the press conferences in Washington and the paper ceasefires signed in Lebanon, the true power to stop or escalate this conflict currently rests entirely in Tehran's hands. Iran faces exactly two paths. They can officially accept the crushing economic defeat dictated by the naval blockade, or they can call Washington's bluff and risk a devastating, direct regional war. So skip the premature headlines declaring an era of peace. Watch closely for Iran's first official response. That statement will clarify whether the region is moving toward a genuine deal or the next phase of the conflict.